Thank you very much to Butch Graves, who has really done a tremendous job in leading Black enterprise into a new century, a new era, and to all of you that have gathered this morning, and to those at Walmart that are co-convening and sponsoring this event. I think that when I received the information on the event, the thing that first struck me is when the term vision was put as part of the title. Because going back to the reference to church revival, the Bible says without a vision, the people perish. And part of the problem, I believe, aside from the obvious, with the high unemployment statistics in our community, with the lack of growth in some areas of Black entrepreneurship, with the glass ceiling still there in terms of executive promotions in the African-American pursuit of equality. Part of what bothers me most is that we seem to have lost a vision to succeed and excel economically as a community. We are in a generation that I would argue is the best and worst in Black American history. The best because we have achievements we never had. A Black president, a Black attorney general, Black billionaires. The worst because we've not leveraged how we use that to continue the advancement of those generations before us that didn't have these same tools to work with. You know, it amazes me when we see what was done in preceding generations when they had very little to work with, and how we have become so resigned to failure and doom and have so much more to work with. I mean, if you think about it, Martin Luther King Jr. changed America and never knew what a fax machine was. John Johnson built a huge business that changed the picture of Black America and never knew the internet. So they were able, with rotary phones and telegrams that you had to wait to get delivered, to build institutions like Mary McLeod Bethune, to change policy like Dr. King, to change law like Thurgood Marshall. And we are in the 21st century. I watched as some of you came in, all of us having all kinds of access to technology. I'm sure all of you have laptops in every room in your house. Internet wired up to everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Blackberries, 2 cell phones in your pocket, and can't get 5 people together to do nothing. Because somewhere we've lost our vision and our will. And the first thing we need to start with today as we embark on this important session is to rediscover the will to succeed rather than just assess the problems. Black people in this country always had a problem. What we have not had is those that would just surrender and succumb to the problem rather than focus on how we solve the problem and make it anyhow. This is the first generation where this is this widespread kind of dismal feeling of, oh, it's not fair and there's no use in trying. It has never been fair. And we were not brought here under a fair policy. But we are here now and have excelled because of those that would not succumb, but that those that would say no matter how rough it looks, we're going forward anyhow, which is why we're sitting downtown in a plush hotel talking about how miserable we're doing. I mean, we really feel sorry for some designer clothes oppressed people. When you compare that to your grandparents, weeks ago about, well, what's going on in civil rights? Will there be a new Dr. King? You're out there a lot, Reverend. I said, no, there won't be a new Dr. King, and we don't need one. Because Dr. King was for that time. And we need to stop trying to redo what has already been done. We fought the King battle. We can ride the front of the bus. We can vote. The battles today are different battles and require different types of warriors. The problem is that we're at the Jordan River with a Red Sea strategy. And in the business world, I spoke last week at the Black Newspaper Publishers in Chicago. In a world where white newspapers are failing, we need to deal with the new models of what is interactive. Black radio. We cannot sit and wait. Frankie Crocker ain't coming on this afternoon, y'all. It's a new world that we must be able to conquer because our parents conquered the era and the world that they were faced with. So here we are in a spirit of defeat when we have the option of being more victorious than any generation ahead of us. The first thing is we need to get our minds right. Every generation, I was with some of the gangster rappers and hip-hop artists, Butcher's friends, over the weekend. I'll tell you outside Butcher's rap name, but we won't get into that. And I was telling them that part of what we've got to deal with is we cannot give our people a spirit of surrender. We cannot act like we can't achieve. Part of the reason that some of us have come out saying that we've got to deal with the language of our times, including lyrics, is because what you think is what you're going to behave like. So if you call yourself the N-word or call your women hoes and bees, they will reflect that growing up. And they argue with me, well, Reverend, you don't understand, that's how we talk. No, I understand that's how you talk, and if you talk that way, you're going to think that way. They said, well, you don't understand, it's a generation thing. You're older guy now, we younger, we talk different, it's a generation thing. I said, yeah, but your generation is out of step with the time you live in. Well, what do you mean by that? I said, do you realize it's the first time in American history that there is a black woman as the first lady of the United States, 2 black girls grown up in the White House, and you talk about hoes and bees? How do you connect the first time a black woman becomes the face of women in the free world and you're degrading them? So you may be young, but you're out of time because that does not balance. Well, another one. Well, you got to remember that's our language. The language is what we must correct, and the thought process going back to vision. I tell the story very often about, I remember when we first said that we wanted to bury the N-word. One of the artists that I got on a debate one night on cable television, a whole hour would change, all night long. And I was saying we've all used it, but we need to stop it. Puts a ceiling on our ambition. We need to start interpreting ourselves in more excellent terms. He didn't want to hear it. No. We got to bury nothing. We got a right to free speech. I said, well, you don't have the right to condemn or denigrate anybody but us. You go in the studio and cut a record, call anybody else a name is hate speech. You call us the N-word is free speech. I don't buy that. I don't care. He had what I call a nigger fit all night. Nigger. Nigger. So we argued over an hour. Finally, I went on my way, he went on his. About 3 weeks later, I was on the road traveling. I picked up the paper, and this same young artist had been arrested. He got in some altercation.